I balik Kuala Lumpur untuk jadi property agent. Why? Kenapa? Because of one thing. Because of formula ini. 25 tambah 18 jadi berapa? 43. Ada calculator tak? Calculator kan? You cuba tekan lagi. I'm serious, you tekan. You ambil calculator, you tekan 25 campur ke tambah 18? Campur. So Malaysia say campur. Tambah, campur. So 25 plus 18 equals to 43. Salah. So that is why everyone know the formula to success. Betul tak? Formula to success apa? Kerja kuat, hard working, you kena fokus, you kena become a full-time agent. Betul tak? Itu formula semua orang tahu. So that's the reason. Everyone would think that 25 plus 18 jadi 43. But to me, the formula of success, and you can also have it, is 25 plus 18 becomes 1. Now, that is really my formula, because there is a reason behind that. Why I want to become a property agent, there's only one thing. Because I want to invest in a lot of property. I want to buy a lot of factory. That is my dream. So that was 31 years ago. Tahun 1995. So why do I came up with that is, I tell myself, if I want to buy, let's say, a 3 million USD factory, boleh ke tak boleh? Sebenarnya boleh. You can also do it. It's not difficult. If you can sell 25 unit of that factory that is worth 3 million USD dalam 18 bulan, you can already invest in one of the factory worth 3 million. Itu sahaja. Yes, you think about it, You go back, you think about it, and you calculate. So, tapi, the problem is, the masalah is, can you sell 25 within 18 months? Some say, susah kan? 3 million USD. Mana ada orang beli? Ada tak? Ramai. Kalau you kata susah, then you sell 1 million USD, boleh tak? Kalau tak nak, you sell 500,000 USD, boleh tak? So if you sell 500,000 USD punya property, 25 property dalam 18 bulan, ke 20 bulan, ke 24 bulan, you dah boleh beli satu unit 500,000 USD. Itu sahaja. This is called the power of leveraging. Very important. So you see, the thing is, I've been an agent for 31 years. Now it's tahun 2026. Alright, since 1995. For 31 years, I have seen thousands and thousands, beribu-ribu agent. Alright, training semua dia attend. Everything training, kerja kuat gila. Kerja 8 hari seminggu, 26 jam sehari. Yes. Tapi, why they don't see the success? You know why? Because of one thing, that formula. Cara dia buat memang betul, tapi formula dia, jawapan dia salah. Sebab jawapan dia ialah 25 campur, 25 tambah 18 equals to 43. So that is what everyone punya jawapan, 43 kan? So if you are the one that's going to say 25 plus 18 equals to 1, you will be the successful one, right? So formula. So today I want you to take back that formula of success, right? Which I have done it many times with a lot of agents over the years. So, ini cute. How to say cute in bahasa Indonesia? Lucu. Okay, lucu kan? Comel. Okay, bahasa Malaysia is comel. Okay, yang ini? Yang ini apa? Chimpanzee kan? Ini chimpanzee kan? So yang mana satu lebih comel? Ini ke yang ini? Yang ini. Every time I show this, the crowd will say yang ini lebih comel daripada ini. So you nak jadi baby ke you nak jadi chimpanzee? But you see, what is the difference? Apa perbedaannya? Apa beza? Bahasa Malaysia say apa beza? What is the difference between a baby and a chimpanzee? You know what's the difference? Ini ialah orang, betul tak? Ini ialah monyet. Is it monyet? You call it bahasa Indonesia? Chimpanzee lah. Beza dia besar tak? Besar kan? One is human, one is the monkey tree, the apes, the monkey. Beza dia besar, gila besar, betul tak? So, if you want to become $1 million USD producer versus what you are having now, I don't know how much you make a year. So that different. Besar tak? Besar juga kan? Actually tak. That is how you think. If you get the formula right, the perbezaannya or the perbedaannya sikit saja. It's the formula. Alright? And you know what is the difference? So if you think the baby and the chimpanzee is a huge difference, let me tell you that difference is very little. Genetically, between a human, manusia dengan chimpanzee, is 90% DNA. Similar DNA, 98%. The perbedaannya 2% sahaja. So can you imagine just 2%? It's either you are a baby or you're a chimpanzee. Itu saja. So it's only the 2% of your effort whether you are a normal agent ke a agent that is highly successful and you earn 2-3 million USD commission setahun. Can you do it? You can. It's how you think. No, it's not how you think. It's what is your formula to do. Right? So, I have just shown you one simple example between a baby dengan chimpanzee, DNA 98%, but the result, just the 2% is a baby and a chimpanzee. So, do you want to be a baby or you want to be a chimpanzee? You decide. Because your success, they always say, is in your hand, kan? Betul tak? Alright? But if your success is in your hand, if you understand the formula, that is where success will come easier. Lebih senang. Alright? Okay? So if you want to have a breakthrough, it only takes 2% of how you look at the situation. Right? So this is not about the mindset. So a lot of time when we keep training, your mindset kena positive lah, your mindset kena clear lah, you kena kerja apa tu, you got to be hardworking lah, betul tak? That one semua orang pun tahu, betul tak? Kalau semua orang dah tahu, then we are all straight A student in the school, betul tak? How many of us are straight A student? Not really kan? So why? So how do we progress that? So this is my team in Malaysia. So yang ini I think 4 minggu lepas we were there for the National Real Estate Award. So that is the award that all property agent in Malaysia yang nak menang, because it's a very prestigious award, right? And we won the most number of trophy award in the National Real Estate Award. And you probably think that they are super agent. They are not super agent, right? They are just like the baby and the chimpanzee. And if I show you their income, their commission they take back, but before that is, just for your information, in Malaysia, the average rata-rata pendapatan satu property agent in Malaysia is 438 million rupiah. Average lah. Average, okay. Now, why? Because probably the country is different, okay. But you look at that formula that guided my team to be highly successful, And remember, you can also achieve it. It's only the 2%. This is what their commission was for them to win. This is take back commission. Ini million is billion, you know. So it's 15.8 million. So this lady is in Johor. Her name is Eva. Alright. This is Falik. Falik become a property agent 4 tahun lepas from zero experience. So last year he paid back 17.6 million commission, and he also won the award Transaksi Property Industry Terbesar di Malaysia. That one deal is 430,000 juta. 430,000. 430 million. Alright? So this is in the east coast of Peninsula Malaysia, dekat Kuantan, Mahang. Alright, she became a real estate agent 4 tahun lepas juga. This was a housewife, suri rumah untuk 25 tahun. She became a property agent dalam 2,5 tahun lepas. Property agent. And that is what she get. Now, I cannot make you success, but I got a formula that if you know that formula, you can be as successful as them, or even more successful than them. Itu saja. Alright? So what is the formula? So success is a formula kan? Alright? So if you get the formula, you ikut the formula, I can tell you you're already on the way there. So let me give you the formula. So success is a formula plus business model. Now there are two things over here. Dua perkara. The first thing is you must know what is the formula. Lepas tu you must know what is your business model. Very important. Remember, you are not doing sales. So a lot of property agents, they get confused about kita semua nak close deal kan. You nak banyak-banyak closing kan, betul tak? So what is closing ke? Sebab you kena jual satu property, that is considered closing. You kena jual. You are not a salesperson, but you need to do the closing. Dua perkara berlainan. A salesperson and doing closing, two different things. Alright. So the first thing first is you must understand what is a formula and plus the business model. Then only you can see the money coming in. That's it. So formula campur, formula tambah business model, two things. Alright. So what is a formula? Tada! Sekian, terima kasih. Sesi dah habis. Semua dah boleh balik rumah. Itu saja. Pertama, you got to be very clear with yourself. You clear tak? You clarity lah. Okay, bahasa Inggeris. You got to be clear kan? Yang ini you tak payah fikir apa. Trust me, tak payah fikir apa. I will tell you the reason. Then kedua, your mindset kena very sharp, very tepat. Berapa training yang you attend, yang train you for this, your mindset and your tuju hala, your tujuan, you got to be consistent. You kena ada disiplin, betul tak? You kena ada ketekunan, baru boleh sukses. Betul ke tak? Yang ini you semua dah tahu kan? Dah tahu kan? So ini formula apa? You know, I say semua ibu adalah perempuan. So I don't know if you are a Cantonese, dialect Cantonese, you will understand why I say that. I speak to you in dialect Cantonese. 邊個唔知阿媽係女人? Who doesn't know all females are women? Betul tak? So it's obvious. Everyone know that. But then what is the problem? Apa problem? So if you know that you got to be this and this and this and this and this and this to be success, semua dah sukses, guarantee 100% dah sukses, betul tak? Right? Then what is the problem? So the problem is this. Everyone is saying the same thing. You pergi training lah, you pergi mindset training semua. Don't get me wrong, penting. Alright, it's important. But it cannot guarantee you success. Sebab this is a business. Mindset is important. But mindset itself cannot make you successful. But if you do not have the right mindset, you will fail. If you have the right mindset, you will not necessarily be successful. I ulang sekali lagi. If you don't have the right mindset, you will fail. If you have the right mindset, tak 100% that you will be successful. Because with the right mindset and the right formula and the right business model, then only you can be successful. So today, I'm not a mindset trainer, so I'm not going to train you on that. Alright, but I know one formula and the business model that I help hundreds and thousands of agents to become $1 million producer. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Okay, so remember this, and don't get me wrong, training sangat penting. You kena attend training. Okay, but I'm going to put this in the perspective. Knowledge is no longer key to success. You tahu kenapa? 30 tahun lepas, when I become a property agent, okay, in Malaysia there is no data transparency, there is hardly internet, tak ada social media, semua pun tak ada. Okay, cuma ada habuk, semua pun tak ada. Okay, whatever that I close the deal, it become my information, right? But today, with internet, with AI, if you want to know an area very well, if you know how you want to get your knowledge, you just go to AI. Itu saja. AI will give you that knowledge faster than anyone else. Execution doesn't guarantee you success. The old model is you datang training. Myself, you still have to attend training. After that, you kena execute, then only you get success. Masih penting, but the world has changed. The world now is this, actualization. You must actualize the result for you. Alright, actualisasi. What you want is more closing, right? Who wants more closing? Raise your hand. Siapa nak more closing? You want more closing, right? Lebih kurang daripada 10% orang. Your property agent ke tak? Property agent kan? Nak more closing kan? Nak kan? Okay. Alright. So if you nak more closing, then you got to close more. Itu sajalah. Okay. So how do you actualize it? Ini everyone wants money, right? I give you one tip. Don't chase for money. You chase for money, money akan. Betul tak? Betul tak? It's like that. So you see a dog, you chase a dog, the dog will run away. Kan? You want money, you chase for money, you run away. But how do you make money come to you? That is the most important thing. Right? So there is again that formula. Alright? How do you actualize it? Formula pertama, ini pun you dah tahu. So your take back commission equals to the nilai transaksi, betul tak? This one is called kali kan bahasa Indonesia, betul? Kali your percentage commission, betul tak? Kali berapa jumlah transaksi yang you buat dalam setahun, will become your jumlah komisi, your commission yang you ambil balik. Betul kan? Formula ini, tahu kan? Okay, I want to ask all of you, yang semua kena raise hand, Okay. Volume ke percentage ke value, yang mana satu paling penting? Siapa kata yang ini paling penting? Raise your hand. Commission tinggi. Tak penting sangatlah. Yang mana kata yang ini paling penting? Volume ada dua. Tadi tak ada orang. Yang mana kata yang ini paling penting? Wah,
Jumlah orang yang angkat tangan 6 orang saja. Yang lain semua? Orang Malaysia kata segan. Okay, tak payah segan, tak payah malu. Which is more important? You think about it. All important. Yang mana satu paling penting? Paling. Volume. Volume paling penting. Volume paling penting, Okay. So the business model and the formula is this. And a lot of people who have seen this, the first thing first is, most of the agent will say this got to be high. Owner bagi, I don't know, dekat Indonesia, owner bagi berapa persen commission? 3%? 3? Don't sampai 3 kan? In Malaysia, bila you dapat 2, banyak agent complain tak nak buat. Sebab in Malaysia, sometimes you get 3, you get 4, you get 5. Yes. Yang owner bagi 5, property dia susah nak jual. Tak ada orang nak beli. Ada developer bagi 10% commission, lagi susah nak jual. Apa yang susah, commission rate dia tinggi. Apa yang senang, commission rate dia rendah. Itu saja. This is the work. Macam ni, betul tak? But to a lot of agent, dia nak commission tinggi. Okay. Then nilai tinggi lebih jual ke nilai rendah lebih senang jual? Yang mana satu lebih senang jual? Nilai tinggi ke nilai rendah? Ya ke? So you go and sell the 10 million USD satu biji rumah, senang ke tak? Senang kan? Wah, then like that have to sell the project dekat Bali. Bali that one berapa commission? 4% you 4 ke 1. You jual 20 biji lah. Orang Malaysia kata biji, you jual 20 biji dekat Bali, you boleh negotiate dengan developer, boleh bagi lebih tinggi kan, 20 biji. Tengok macam tu lah. So that is what it is. So you see, the thing is, if you look at this, I will come back to this. So this formula you dah tahu. This is what a lot of agent business model is. Alright. So I'm not sure here, but I think it's almost the same. In Malaysia, in Singapore, agent. This one is called agent yang tak ada fokus. Alright. The agent can be doing, in Malaysia, this is rumah kedai. Over here is called roku. Roko. Okay. Then this one, in Malaysia, is called rumah bungalow. Detached house. Detached house. This one is apartment. This one is office space. This one is kilang factory. This one is land. Land in bahasa Malaysia is tanah. But I learned yesterday it's called lahan. So in Malaysia it's called tanah. Okay. So dia jual satu bidang tanah dekat Malaysia dah jadi $1 million producer. Tapi dalam 10 tahun mungkin dia pun tak dapat jual satu bidang tanah. So this is what it is. Alright. So this model itself is why a lot of agents are struggling. Right. Now, let me work out the formula for you. The first thing first is, if you want to have a high productivity, statistics show 80% of high production agent that earns those $1 million. I'm not talking USD. I'm not talking ringgit ke rupiah. I'm talking about at least 1 million USD. 80% of their transaction come from sales. Right? So if you say your majority of your income, kalau you kata your income, your majority is from rental cases, means your income will be capped very fast. It will be very low, your maximum income. Alright, so you need to do sales. So number one, you have to understand, if you are not doing enough sales, as in selling, not renting property, your income cannot go very high up. So that is number one. Alright, so this one I think a lot of people understand. Now, so the formula for high commission is value kali commission rate berapa persen kali volume, betul tak? How to increase your volume? So this is how you increase your volume. I have taught this for many years. It's applicable to anywhere in the world. In Indonesia also is applicable one, because this is a very basic concept. So if you are one agent, you ada 4 lagi competitor. So the question is, untuk rumah ini, so let's say I'm the owner, so I appoint 4 property agent. What is the probability of closing this? 1/5 kan, itu ya tahu kan? Itu saja. So that means you cuma ada 20% chance peluang untuk close, betul tak? 20%. Now, then the next thing I ask you is, what if you have similar listing dalam satu daerah, satu kawasan, and your property value is about the same, property type is about the same, then what is the probability of closing any of these houses? 5 kali 1/5 jadi 1. So anything that is 1 means you have the maximum peluang, peluang saja, bukan confirm close, peluang, probability, itu saja. So the first thing first is, if you want to have high volume, you must be like the production line, you know, like macam kilang, right? You heard of Ford, you know the Ford brand, we call it Greater, you call it Mobile, right? Car, all right, the Ford car. The very famous Henry Ford from America. You know why he was so famous? Because in the 1920s, Henry Ford was the first person that produced car in the production line. He can produce hundreds of cars dalam satu hari. Before that, the production is you one by one. So you must have the production line like Henry Ford, like how Ford did their car. Because of Henry Ford able to produce many cars a day, Ford market share is more than 70 to 80% in the world in the 1920s and early 30s. Market share, crazy, gila betul. 70 to 80%. So every 10 car on the American road, at least 6 to 7 is Ford brand. So the power of the probability, alright? So this is called, sometimes you go training, this is called geographical target area, GTA. You pernah dengar tak? Pernah kan? GTA kan? Okay. So the issue is, you pun dah tahu apa itu GTA. But let me just tell you something, you cannot have one GTA. That's why a lot of agents fail. You must have 3 or 2. Before you put your money to buy something, you will always compare with something else. Betul tak? You nak compare dulu sebelum you bayar. Right? Let's say you want to buy a mobile ke, you want to buy a car, you will test drive a few brands sebelum you beli. Betul tak? So that comparison, the concept, because this is a consumer behavior. Alright, consumer behavior. So if you have 3 comparative area, so I do not know, this is my second time in Yogyakarta, alright, in my entire life. Okay, the first time I was here was probably about maybe 15 or 20 years ago, right? So I do not know the real estate here. You are the Indonesian, this is your market, you know better. But the concept is similar. If you are selling a certain type of house over here, your customer will compare with certain area within Yogyakarta, which are the area they are comparing. Then you must have the listing within this area. If you have the listing within this area, the first thing first is you become more competitive, you have less co-broke cases. Don't get me wrong, co-broke is important. I'm not asking you not to co-broke, okay? But if you have a lot of listing, you boleh co-broke tak? Boleh kan? Betul tak? Okay. But when you co-broke, commission you become separuh, betul tak? So you nak volume ke, you nak separuh commission ke, nak volume dengan commission 100%, tak payah split 50-50. You want volume and you don't have to split, betul tak? So you see high productivity agent. When you have listing, inventory within the comparative area, you control the market. Co-broke agent datang, dia ada pembeli, penyewa, dia akan datang. That's it. And you can select. So that is what it is. So when you have this Geographical target area, or with the other old term is called farming. Okay, within a tree comparative area, this is what you get. You will definitely increase your probability in closing. When you increase your probability in closing, means your volume go up. And when you have all the listing, most of the listing within the tree comparative area, you control the market. When you control the market, co-broke agent come, dia ada pembeli, before you can have the time to go and show the customer, maybe dia punya customer pun dah panggil awak. Right? Number one, never undercut. This is not undercutting. This is building your inventory so that the consumer, the customer will come. Right? Okay. So, just now I show you this picture and I show you this picture. So today's topic is supply driven and demand driven. Now, first thing first is, if you want the first formula, your value kali your commission rate kali your volume, you want semua tinggi, the three indicators to be high. The first thing first is, my strategy that I help a lot of agents to be highly successful is supply driven. Supply driven. But I know a lot of agent they can't tell me, Aldrin, cakap saja senang. Aldrin, you pergi ambil listing lepas tu siapa nak beli? Mana, how to get the buyer, betul tak? The problem with every agent is how to get the buyer. But let me tell you one thing, the more property, the listing that you ada dalam 3 area, or minimum 2 area, I can tell you, you will already get the buyer. The problem with a lot of property agent tak dapat buyer sebab inventory tak cukup. Okay, I want to go one step. What is your listing? So listing means you dapat owner punya nombor, you dah panggil owner, owner kata nak jual berapa, harga lepas tu, itu listing, betul tak? In actual fact, listing is, you kena buat inspection, you kena ada semua document, whatever that is document related to it, you must already advertise, you must, and the listing, the harga is within the market rate, and number 5, you must have mandate from the owner, letter of appointment ke mandate. Alright? A lot of agents don't do that in the market. Trust me, how many of you actually do that? Majority don't. That's why in the ASEAN market, it's very difficult to get exclusivity, betul tak? Exclusive appointment kan. But you go to Australia, everything is exclusive. New Zealand, everything exclusive. Australian property agent, dia jual rumah, you pernah nampak tak? You pergi YouTube. Lelong, auction. Alright, today you go back, you watch YouTube, property auction in Australia. The agent will be there with everyone is a buyer. This one, let's say, is 1.2 million Australian dollar, and then you go for bidding. Oh, nampak senang lah. You bid 1.05 million, then this one 1.1 million, 1.12, 1.13, 1.14. You know why? Because they have this. A lot of us here don't have. That is the problem. So if you are able to do so, one of the things is you can even get exclusivity. Now, supply driven and demand driven. So when you have supply driven and versus demand driven, these are the advantages. The first thing is you create your opportunity. Number 2 is you have more choices for your client. Sekejap. The mind always think if your client. So yesterday I was in Jakarta. Alright, so there was this lady after my talk and tell me, Aldrin, I just started being an industrial agent. I got a client from Taiwan, wanted me to show the whole of Java, from West Java all the way to Surabaya. And she asked me how to do it. So you see, the situation is, a lot of people would think, when you have a lot of listing, you give your customer a lot of choices. Now, pilihan lebih banyak untuk pembeli dalam satu kawasan ke daerah. not the whole area, not the whole country, not the whole of Jogja. You cannot. Alright, even the whole of Jogja, you cannot cover the whole thing. Right? So that is the thing. And then you have the least of this kekuatan tawar, what you call, you get better negotiation power, you get higher conversion. Now one thing is this, in all businesses, how many of you study accounting here? Accountant dulu ada tak? Accountant dulu, accountant. Okay, when you okay, as a human, when you go for blood test, health check, betul tak? You check your blood pressure kan, tekanan darah kan, betul tak? Lagi, what you check? Your cholesterol, betul tak? And then you check your sugar level. These are the three important things, kan? Right? When you go for health check, you tahu kan? But do you know what is your sugar level that you cannot go above? Do you know? 4.5, 5, 6, or what? You do not know exactly, right? You only know 6. Is it 6? Ya ke? Limit 6. Bukan 5.5. No, sure. Sugar level. 6 lah. Oh ya ke? Okay, I pun tak tahu. Okay, she knows. Your blood pressure. So what I'm trying to say is, you know what is important, but you do not know exactly what it is. So that is a problem, right? You know until you have an issue, then you go in now. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are supply driven over here, you have all the advantages over here, including higher income and your market share. When you have a market share, you know what is the first thing? You will instantaneously become very, very famous. You will become very famous. So in 1995, I was a real estate agent. I do sales. 1995 sampai 2010 sebelum 2010, 15 tahun. Lepas tu I don't do sales anymore. But within the 15 years, a lot of people in Malaysia, a lot of agents in Malaysia know me as Factory King. Because I do a lot of industrial. Because you know why? I have a lot of listing. And I have a lot of exclusive listing. Why I can get exclusive? Because of the supply driven model. So if you become a supply driven, so the first thing first is your mind is you go and get the listing dulu. You don't think about the buyer, right? Versus if you look at the demand driven. Demand driven, the first thing first is you nak negotiate lemah. Alright, you don't have the power to negotiate. Trust me. You know why? For one very simple reason. If I am the listing agent and she is the buyer's agent, betul tak? Sebab kita co-broker, she doesn't negotiate dengan owner. I am the one negotiating. Boleh ke tak? Bukan tak boleh. Alright? But you go to another person is no longer efficient. If I halfway negotiating untuk buyer dia, all of a sudden my buyer directly nak beli, I bagi siapa? I bagi my own buyer ke I bagi dia? Of course whoever come first, betul tak? So you see why your demand driven formula in terms of positioning of negotiation, in terms of that. Now when I just now talk about accounting, you know the health of a company is actually how to say balance sheet in bahasa Indonesia, profit and loss. So a lot of time when you run a business, you want to say you ada untung ke tak? Betul tak? You know the first thing about business is bukan untung. The first thing about the business is cash flow. Okay, so if the company has cash flow, dengan the company ada asset, kalau company rugi, is still a good company. If you have cash flow, you are not making money, you make a loss, or your profit is very thin and you got no asset, that is not a healthy company. So as an accountant, when I want to see whether one company healthy ke tak, the first thing I see is balance sheet. Dalam balance sheet will contain your liability dengan asset. Now, in your business, you ada asset tak? We are service industry, apa asset you ada? Yang we are in the service line, betul tak? Service line ada asset tak? Tak, you're not in the trading one. You're not trading. Kalau you are trading, means your shop will have a lot of barang-barang kan, your stock, betul tak? So, but you see, there is a difference. Even though this is a service line, but if you build a lot of listing, that is actually your asset. You think about it. It's just that you don't own the asset. That one lagi best. What apa you gonna own? Can you imagine you make money from someone else's asset? So that is what it is. Now, so commission equals to value times your percentage times the volume. Oops. The first thing first is, don't think about how many percent to do. Don't think about how many percent. The first thing you want to do is, you got to increase your probability. That is very important. How to increase the probability? You do the geographical target area curve farming. For one area, you must have another area comparative area. Dua area minimum. Kalau boleh tiga lagi best. And when you have the geographical target area, how do you know that you have penetrated the market? Dalam satu area, kalau ada 100 rumah untuk dijual, you must have at least 50 listing. You cannot have 10 or 20. Tak guna what? Because you do not hit the minimum. Alright, the tipping point we call it. So, for example, your listing within the target area must be at least 50%, 50%. Apa yang ada dalam kawasan itu untuk dijual. Then you have successfully built the geographical target area. Now, how to have this? Increase your nilai transaksi. You think about it. If you are supply driven, what you decide to sell is what is the value. You have to control your stock. If you don't control your stock, tak boleh. Most of the agent tak control. Owner bagi satu listing pergi jual saja. Owner bagi satu listing pergi list. Pergi sewa. Owner bagi satu listing harga berlainan, also go and do it, because everyone just want to do the closing, betul tak? So you kena ada plan. You must plan. Okay. So if you are able to be a supply driven, means you can plan. Okay. For example, I know one agent from Malaysia. From Singapore, not Malaysia. I know one agent from Singapore. He only sell Phuket. You tahu Phuket kan? Thailand. He only sell Langkawi. And he only sell Bali. Itu saja. Langkawi, Bali, Phuket is the 3 geographical target area. And his customer is all overseas. And he's selling at least 1 to 2 million or 800,000 to at least 2 million USD satu rumah. That is what it is. So your geographical target area will depend on what is the product, and that product itself, if you want to have a high value, you make the decision. Itu saja, right? And he's highly successful, and he's also powered by ESP in Singapore. So, how do you increase your commission then? Dekat Indonesia boleh negotiate tak commission. Kalau owner kata nak bagi 2, ada owner bagi 1%. Ada. Oh, tak terima lah. Oh, okay. Tak terima, you buat apa? Mengamuk. You mengamuk lah. You mengamuk. Orang Malaysia kata shock sendiri. Owner pun tak peduli. You pergi mengamuk. So the thing is how you become a property advisor. You must be able to advise. This is called professionalism. Betul tak? I'm sure in Arabi every day talk about how to increase your professionalism kan? Macam mana? How? The one thing is, number one, you got to have this and this. and this. That's it. If you have this and this, you can already be this. So that agent friend of mine, the Singaporean, that's only do Phuket, Langkawi and Bali. You ask him anything about these 3 islands, I can tell you, he will know better than orang Indonesia yang tinggal dekat Bali. He will know better than the Malaysian who lives in Langkawi, and he knows better than the Thai that lives in Phuket. And I can tell you, he are getting very high commission. He has the volume, he has the value, he has a high commission. So interestingly, there's a developer here on Bali. The first thing that comes to my mind is, I should link this developer to the agent dekat Singapore. That's it. Can he deliver? He can. Alright. So this is what it is. Formula is this. The business model is supply driven. So if you want to have the success, the first thing is you got to work on your probability. How to increase your probability? You must have three GTA, geographical target area, where people compare. Okay, I give you an example. Let me give you an example. Okay, you know Mercedes kan? Mercedes, you know Rolls Royce, and so Mercedes is here, Rolls Royce is here. You give me a low value car. Toyota. Hah? Apa tu? Guling. Oh, China car. Okay. So let's say BYD lah, boleh tak? BYD lah, semua kenal. So you are a car salesman. You think about it, car salesman. So you jual BYD. Sekejap you pun jual Mercedes, and you also sell Rolls Royce. So you ada 3 jenis kereta, mobil. Okay, 3 jenis mobil. BYD, Mercedes dengan Rolls Royce. So the soalannya, the question is, if today I give you 1,000 USD untuk you buat advertisement, betul tak? Sebab you nak customer kan? I give you 1,000 USD. You nak spend 1,000 USD untuk advertise your BYD ke Mercedes ke Rolls Royce? Yang mana satu? Rolls Royce. Kenapa? You jual satu dah kaya. Is it? Do you know Rolls Royce doesn't need advertisement? Tak payah. Orang yang nak beli Rolls Royce, dia pergi Rolls Royce showroom sendiri. So jangan bahasa wang awak. Okay. So you see then you say you're going to put 1,000 USD here. That is your Mercedes. So orang datang, dia test drive. Lepas tu dia tak suka. Then dia tanya, you ada BMW tak? Tak ada. You ada Audi tak? Tak ada. Tak apa, I ada BYD. You think you will buy? Not really kan? I ada Rolls Royce, dia beli tak? Tak. You see, this is not the similar product. What I'm trying to prove is, if you sell BYD, what is a similar product of BYD? Maybe Toyota, and then another one? Honda. Okay, so if you sell Toyota, Honda and Nissan, that is similar kan? So tak kisah, tak kira you letak satu 1,000 USD to advertise your Toyota, dia datang test drive tanah Toyota, you suruh dia, I ada Nissan, I ada Honda, you can close the deal kan? Betul tak? So you see, this is what similar product within the geographical target area. So a lot of agents, when they don't plan this, they don't have this. When they don't have this, they cannot be supply driven. So every day owner bagi 2% tak nak jual, nak wait for 3%. Kalau owner negotiate untuk 1%, you kata tak nak, you mogok. Bukan apa tu tadi you kata what? Ngamuk. Jangan mengamuk, you mogok. Mogok you kan, you faham kan mogok? Mogok. Buat apa you mengamuk? Mengamuk susah sendiri, you mogok tak nak buat. Kan senang kan? Tapi siapa yang rugi? Kita rugikan. So now you know why supply driven. If you plan your stock well, not only you get this, you can have a high value, And let me just tell something. Owner yang datang nak bagi 1%, you kata jangan buang masa saya. Developer yang, ada developer tak? Tak ada kan? Developer yang tak nak bagi 3%, jangan buang masa. You can have the choice. You don't have to mengamuk, you don't have to mongok. You make a clear business decision. Sebab I can tell you, you have already created value. And that is what I call success. Right? So success has a business model, has a formula. The first thing first is, if you do not have this business model, formula ini, you cuma ada satu perkara yang ini saja. No point. What if developer bagi 5%? 1 tahun you jual 1 biji villa. Boleh ke? No meaning what, right? Tak ada maksud. So you see now why the supply driven is very important. Supply driven will make sure you increase your probability, make sure your what you call your value can go up. And then when you are successful, you can ask for high commission. So I have a team in Malaysia, 5 orang saja agent property. So we call it the capital market. They only do in Malaysia we call it the listed company or the GLC, government linked company. The minimum value is 50 million ringgit, 50 juta ringgit. Normally is commercial, industrial. In Malaysia, industrial, commercial. Alright, anything less than that, bukan dia tak nak buat. That is not their model. So they will give to other team to do. And that is the one that is high productivity. Sebab they plan the supply and they also plan this. Right? And that is where you get a lot of money. That's it. And why a lot of agents can be successful is because you imagine you today can be a baby or you can be a chimpanzee. It's up to you. If you think you are a chimpanzee today and you want to be a baby, if you think that you are not earning enough and you want to earn the 1 million USD, you're probably thinking, wah, mana boleh? I can tell you it's only 2%. That's it. 2% only. So if you can just remember this, you take back, you think about what I say, the first thing you start to do is here, and you already get here, and you can get here easier. Inventory your listing. The most important thing. Right? So, am I going too fast? Dah 1 jam ke belum? Sudah? Oh, okay. So if you want my slide, you can add me in the Facebook, you DM me and you put there Jogja. Okay, yesterday a lot of people from Jakarta messaged me. I belum reply and some of them already messaged me, hello, 3 kali. So I put stress. So if you want that slide, I can share this with you. Alright, there is no secret formula. So the take back today that I want you all to take back is number 1, just remember, when you talk about supply driven, there are 2 things here, the business model and the formula. You go with the business model dulu. That business model. How can you have your geographical target area that is comparative? Honda, Nissan, Toyota, bukan BYD, Mercedes and Rolls-Royce. Right? And then your cost of advertisement will also go down. Right? Okay, so sekian, terima kasih. I hope you take something back. So I'll pass the session back to the MC. Alright, thank you very much.
Mister, maybe any questions from the participant?
Oh yeah, do you all have any?
Ada yang nak bertanya? Ya. Siapa nak bertanya? Raise your hand. Boleh tak?
Boleh.
Boleh bertanya je.
Boleh. Boleh tanya ke?
Nanti kita kasih hadiah.
You boleh tanya ke? You nak belanja saya makan semua pun boleh.
Mister, I have this. Siapa nak bertanya dapat hadiah. Jangan hadiah apa? Kepo.
Wah, tanya pun dapat hadiah. Wow.
Silakan Bapak Ibu yang mau bertanya, silakan angkat tangan. Nggak mau, saya bawa pulang. Silakan Bapak. Sebentar.
Thank you Mr. Alvin. Ini merekomending saya banyak hal karena pernah kami belajar tapi sudah ditinggalkan. Jadi pass away, sudah lama sekali. Dan
Okay.
saya terima kasih sudah ditinggalkan. Dan ini saya tanyakan adalah soal 3 area.
Tiga area.
Tiga area itu apakah harus locally? Apakah bisa regionally? Bisa model bisnisnya yang sama, karena tadi Mr. Alvin kasih contoh tipe mobil. Karena itu kan berarti tidak harus satu area regional ya,
Betul.
Satu area regional ya, tapi bisa juga model bisnisnya kah, atau same price-nya kah, atau bagaimana?
Oh, okay. If I get the question correct, you're saying satu area dia ada banyak-banyak type of property kan, betul tak? Harga pun berlainan kan?
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing first is the type.
The type.
Harga secondary, the type. If you are doing commercial like what roko you call it, roko ke roko, then you buat roko semua. You can buat roko dekat kawasan ini dengan ini dengan ini. Okay, I give you an example. If you buat industrial, you must cover the whole of Java Island. Then you say, Java Island, gila besar, betul tak? Okay, if you do, okay, you think about it. If you do luxury tourist spot, residential, you kena buat Phuket, Langkawi, Bali. Okay, sebab that one is luxury residential. Betul tak? So if you do industrial in Indonesia is Java Island. But to me, industrial in ASEAN is Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam. So that's why we have a lot of agents that's also coming here, alright, to do industrial transaction. So to answer your question is the type. So if let's say you look at Jogja, alright, so if you are doing commercial, then you buy commercial lah. Roko means you have roko. If you do like residential, yeah, I don't know what are the types. So in Malaysia we have link houses, terrace we call it. We have bungalow, detached, or we have apartment. So in Malaysia we have a lot of apartment. So in Malaysia, agent yang buat apartment, dia buat apartment saja. So it's by type. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Terima kasih. And also one thing, a lot of things that we learn, we never forget is dekat dalam. The moment you get to the formula, apa yang you dah belajar semua akan datang balik. That is the one. Because what you learn is macam kayu bicycle. You can never forget one is somewhere here. Cuma you tak apply saja. Right? Okay. Any other question? Ada lagi satu.
Siapa nak bertanya? Masih ada hadiah?
So continue the questions.
Yeah.
So saya sudah coba misalnya cuma jual apartemen gitu. So I make listing on the apartments. Kemudian saya put advertisement. Terus saya tunggu itu respon.
Yes.
Tapi at the same time semua misalnya agen di sini juga jual apa yang saya punya listing. So it's like same points like.
Okay. Yes.
It's not different.
Okay.
Saya buat itu khusus listing, saya buat like tadi ada 3 area.
Yes. Yeah.
Atau mungkin saya semua jual saja gitu, karena semua orang jual juga apa yang saya jual.
Okay, I found. So the thing is, you are saying that what you are doing, everyone is doing. Betul tak? So what is the different? What is the different kan? How do you differentiate yourself lah? So you think about it, this is business. There is no such thing that apa yang you buat semua orang lain tak buat. You know how to differentiate yourself very well. You just do that one thing but no one else is doing. I give you a secret formula. Okay? If you want to differentiate yourself, apa yang you buat saja orang lain semua tak buat, dalam bisnes ini, I give you the simplest solution. Balik rumah, you lock yourself in the room. In bahasa Malaysia is balik rumah, you kunci diri awak sendiri dalam bilik. Here is called kamar. Okay, in Malaysia it's called bilik. So if you lock yourself in the room, no one else is doing that, you don't have to worry about competition. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you to go back. So the point I'm trying to make is you think about it. This business is highly competitive. Okay, so the first thing first is everyone is doing matching. I get the listing, semua orang pun ada, then we pergi advertise. Then what? Then the next thing is whoever come fast, you kena cepat. You kena deliver the harga yang paling murah, paling cepat, betul tak? That one, yes. But one of the thing that you can differentiate is this. One of the thing you can differentiate is this. Okay, the way. Okay, I give you an example. How many of you, when I call you to go and buat satu building, let's say one apartment, I go in with you, you show me the apartment. Apa yang you boleh show me apartment? Ada living room, ada dining room, ada bedroom, ada gym, ada facility, ada swimming pool. Betul tak? Features. Semua apartment sama kan? Okay, but how many of you actually give me something to take back? Ada tak?
It's benefits, maybe. Call it, it's benefits relevant to your needs.
Yeah, but every time you go for a viewing, do you give something to your customer to take back? At least a summary of your apartment, ada tak? Tak ada. I can tell you kosong. It's the same one. Bukan Indonesia, Malaysia pun sama. Semua sama one. But countries like Australia, New Zealand berlainan. Country like US berlainan. You know why? Because they understand GTA. You see, setakat you ada listing. Okay, I give you an example. In Malaysia, I get a lot of agents. They say, Aldrin, I got so many listing, but why I cannot close? This is a real story. 3 months, last year November, one agent come to me. There's one group of agent come to me. Sebab dia nak buat industrial. So they come and see me. Then they come and tell me, Aldrin, I got a lot of listing, tapi tak ada buyer, tak ada orang panggil saya. I said, how many listing you have? Lebih daripada 100. I said, wah, lebih daripada 100. Do you know, I just show you this. I just show you this. Wait, sekejap. This lady, nama dia Iwa. Setiap bulan, dia ada tak sampai lebih daripada 10 listing. 10 listing only. Top performing agent has very little listing. I explain to you. So that agent come and see me. Dia kata, Aldrin, I got a lot of listing, tapi tak ada buyer. I kata ada berapa? 100. 100. Then the next question I ask, out of the 100 listing, berapa you ada? How many of it that you have actually go there, masuk the factory, buat inspection? 100 dia kata lebih kurang 30. So berapa listing dia ada? Bukan 100 listing, 30 saja. So out of the 30, I ask dia, daripada 30 listing ini, berapa you ada full information? So in Malaysia, you kena ada floor plan, you kena ada title, hak milik and all that. The plan you must have a cross section plan, you must have a top down plan semua. 30 dia kata probably 10. Out of the 10, I ask, mana satu yang owner ada bagi satu letter of appointment, mandate? 3.